thankful for this opportunity to be able to freely and without fear of injury or damage or irritation to be able to speak audibly to you as we try to assemble ourselves in your presence always. And I thank you, Lord, for this meeting. I pray that you be with these commissioners as they make decisions for this community, that they be guided by your Holy Spirit. I ask you to bless them and their families, protect them from any harm that could come to them, or any kind of abuse, verbal or what way someone may try to do so. I thank you for the other officials here, our community's workers, wherever they work and serve in a capacity to see that we are safe and cared for. Our firemen, policemen, the ones that protect our county. I pray, Lord, that you will be with our government nationally, the divisions and the walls that have been built up. In intention of being deliberate in delaying things to make our nation move forward. I pray that this comes to an end quickly. We ask the Lord to forgive us of our sins, be with us in all that we do. I pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to welcome everyone to our meeting this morning. We move to item number 3, approval of the agenda. This is an amended agenda. Are there any other changes, deletions, or additions to this agenda? If not, is there a motion to approve this amended agenda?
I move. Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Page. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. This public hearing on the floor, the board to receive 12 proposals for construction of the County Road 356 to Green Street Sidewalk LAP project for this step of this date at 9:05 a.m. or as soon thereafter as possible. Good morning.
Morning.
Which side of Green Street going that way is this sidewalk going to be on?
Both. Actually, it'll be on the south side from Arena out to Park, and then flip left and go to the north side, and stay on the north side out to Howard Street, and tie back into the elementary sidewalk. Reason being was it was fairly more congested on the north side, where the churches and all on in town. So there was much more of an open area on the south side, so it was just less intrusive there. But then when we get down to Park, we take and flip over to the left, because it's tying into another sidewalk there that carries on towards the middle school and the administration building. So we're trying to tie in all of that pedestrian traffic together.
Do you know about how long it will take for construction?
The contract, the original DOT contract allows us to go all the way through June, but the reality is that it should be done, I want to say the contract itself allows them for 100 days, is in there, but it's mainly sidewalk. There's a gravity wall that they have to do right at the one culvert, but the vast majority of it is going to be a little bit of gravity and sidewalk, so it should go fairly quick. There's about 4,000 feet of it.
I've got 2 bids for the Green Street sidewalk project. I've got one that's not marked on the other side. It's from Anderson, Columbia, but they did on the sidewalk as well. So
And that's probably San Pedro. That would be my guess.
I got 2 bids. One is Tiggett Asphalt and Site Work, Crawfordville, and the other one's Anderson, Columbia.
y'all?
Huh.
Did Cindy get back to y'all? She sent me an updated bidders list, it wasn't on Friday.
She was happy.
Okay, and I knew that I spoke to the ticket people, and they were supposed to be paying and picking one up, but they were using the review form. So I don't have a current list that has all of these physically paid $100 deposits for it.
She just keeps the real for those.
Yes, ma'am, that's what I was, but that's what I was saying, I didn't see it Friday. Hopefully they remember.
So you got this one page on the certificate.
Should be a bid form that has just a total amount. It should be written out in words and also in the
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, on tickets, the base bid is $514,857. The other one is Anderson Columbia.
While she's opening that, this is a local agency program project, so we are administering it. DOT is the overall project coordinator of it. It was designed by Element, and what we'll do is when we receive these, we'll review them internally for consistency with the specifications. So we'll also forward those on to DOT, because these are federal dollars. There's a lot of checks and balances that have to go in place before we can actually basically get an award. So what I intend to do is this one, as well as the Pentadra, is give them to DOT, allow them an opportunity to review for completeness and consistency with their requirements. Let them authorize award of it, and then I'll come back to you and we'll make that recommendation for award.
On the Anderson Columbia, $624,245.18.
Let me ask you, on these two bids, are they within the funded amount?
No, ma'am, neither one of them are, and also the engineer's estimate on this was right around $360, I believe, for this. So that's one other reason that we'll have to send it back to them, and DOT at that point will have to make the decision of, do they seek out supplemental funding or do they decide to do something?
Do they have to decide?
Possibly, a logical stopping point would be right there at Clark.
Right.
And try to, yes, sir, and then because you're still connecting, you're extending and then connecting, but you're not catching that last leg of it to take it out to the next full location. But we'll let them make that decision. They're the ones with first strings at this point.
How far off is it?
Like I said, 360 is the amount.
Okay, quite a bit.
Yeah, a noticeable amount. How about that?
Okay, all right, thank you so much.
And 4,000 feet of.
That's correct.
Kenneth does retain the evidence for myself.
Looks like we need to be in the sidewalk business.
That's right. How many feet sidewalk do you need?
I remember it's right around 4,000 feet. Maryland Harris for that.
4,000 feet.
Yeah, for some of it, no, sir. It should be 5 and 6, depending on where it's
5 and
at.
6.
And it's also 4 and 6 inches thick, depending on where it is, because it's on the location where it's on the south side, that's crossing a good bit of driveways, and we'll have vehicular traffic on it, so it's a thickness. When you get down, cross over the park and stay out where you're basically out on the shoulder of the road, you know it's purely going to be pedestrian traffic, so it's then back up to the 4.
Okay, we'll move on to number 5, the board to receive full proposals for construction of the San Pedro Road widening resurfacing project set for this date at 9:10 a.m. or as soon thereafter as possible.
Okay, on that project, we have 3 bids, Anderson Columbia, Piggott Asphalt, and Capitol Asphalt. The first bid is Anderson Columbia, and the total amount is $2,318,899.72.
How many cents? 23, wait, 73. 2318899.73. And this is the one that we kind of forewarned that we anticipate that it's going to be exceeding the allotted funds, and my conversation was as late as last week with DOT, so they're expecting this, and they're already beginning the office search to try to supplement this funding so we can complete it. It'd be nice, I mean, this is the second phase of it.
Yeah. The next one is Piggott, and it's $2,862,955.
How many miles of road?
Three.
Three miles. This is why we don't get many roads paved or resurfaced right here because of the cost of it.
Well, and, true, and you gotta remember, these projects are generally taking some of the older, nearly all of them, older DOT roads that are kind of gone from the original farmer market roads that were maybe as narrow as 16s, and there was a little bit of widening that took them to the 19 plus or minus 20 feet range, and then we're taking them to what the current collector version is, 12-foot lanes or 24-foot wide. And, you know, so this is, you're seeing that expansion basically of the surface, and that's where you're getting a lot of your cost, because one, there's $1 million worth in just asphalt alone. I mean, if you don't do anything else, it's just the asphalt alone in this job. So that's half of that cost that you're seeing there. The balance of it is everything else that's there to support it. The line loss to build the widening for a larger surface to drive on. And then once you carry that road out, well, then now we need to put, say, shoulders and taper down where maybe there's nothing. And dirt adds up really quick.
They gotta make them wider to accommodate our bigger vehicles.
Yeah, and you know, DOT, when we met them the other day, that was one of my comments to them, that, you know, whoever comes in on my heels, and we've gone down through this list and we're almost at the bottom, when we cycle back up and get to the top, we've laid all the groundwork for everything. So now they get to come back in and mill it, resurface it, and now that you can, if you have that same level of funding as we had going forward the first time, let's take and put some paved shoulders on these things and kind of stop all that maintenance headache of everybody with their tires running off the edges and stuff, so that, you know, we'll wind up with much better roads the second round through than we had money enough to build the first time. That's my long-term goal.
The next one's capital asphalt, hang on to your chairs,
I expect that.
$4,965,000.
Even.
Yes.
Well, most of those first two, just doing a proration between Carlton Cemetery, I would expect somewhere right around 2.5. So those are, they bracket what was anticipated. The engineer's estimate, this was a Dewberry design, was $3 million. Most of those from that perspective came in less, but it was right where I expected it. There is right around $1 million, I think, currently allocated for it. DOT knows it, so it's not a surprise to them. You know, they're not going to gas and follow the share when they see it. But I will take these, we'll look out for consistency, we'll send them back to DOT with our hands out and hats off, and say please.
You know, the way the trend is, it seems like with what they're awarding versus what the bid, and you pretty much knew what it was gonna be. Sure, it was far off. You think that, I'm sure they're working on that.
It is, and that's why I told you in the workshop that the format has changed. You know, originally it was a multiplier, then it kind of went to they started doing estimates, and now the current versions that we have, we provide the estimates, and you're seeing dollar we're anticipating seeing dollars that are funded to be much more closely matched to the real cost. But we've got to grow into that, so, next couple of years, when we start seeing those awards, we should be much closer to the market.
Well, thank you.
And you'll just keep one of those and let me have the rest of the copies. And I can get them afterwards. That's fine, doesn't matter.
And next are the consent items, which is 6 through 12B. Is there a motion to accept the consent item?
I'll move to the acceptance tonight.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Jeff, second by Commissioner Moody. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Public request number 13. Chet Thompson and Scott Nixon, Georgia Pacific, appears to give update on the Sin Holloway project. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioner. Good to see all of you, and also good to see your staff. We would like to give you an update on the Sin Holloway Water Quality Project this morning. We appreciate very much you allowing us to come and share some time with you. Chet's going to give you a project update, and we're also this morning going to make a request to close Peterson Landing Road for an extended period of time, and we'll get into more of that in just a minute. But as we've discussed in the past, and after investing well over $250 million in the mill, one of the critical components to the Sin Holloway Water Quality Project has been our new wastewater treatment plant. And that wastewater treatment plant, or the equipment that we use to modify that part of our facility, went online in August and is up and running right now. And so with that completed, we then began to focus our efforts on the pipeline itself. And as we have communicated in the past, getting the mill improvements installed in accordance with the administrative order provided by the Florida Department of Environmental Protection was first in one of our priorities. Now we focus on the pipeline, which is also mentioned in the administrative order. And construction on that pipeline began in December of 18. And on January 9th, as we began to work our way back from the coast towards the mill with the 15-mile pipeline construction, we closed Peterson's Landing on January 9th, as we communicated, for about what we would like to be about 15 months. We have pledged, as always, to keep Hicks Landing open, because we know and understand how important access to the Gulf is. So throughout construction, we will keep Hicks Landing open. With this, we're also committed to keeping the community as informed and providing as much information as we can throughout this project, because the project will cross different areas of the community, will cross roads, and in the interest of safety, in the interest of providing information to the community, we're going to be as transparent as we possibly can to get the word out on the phases of this project. Chet will talk about that in just a little while. We're going to commit to providing this board an update at least on a quarterly basis. In addition to that, we're going to do public service announcements and run articles in the paper depending on where construction is falling in the community. In addition, we have communicated with the hospital, with the EMS, with county and city fire, with the sheriff's department, and when appropriate, we'll be going door to door in those communities where construction is going to be located for the extended period of time, because we'll want to communicate with the residents face to face and help them to understand what's going on in their community. Where there's a detour, we're going to be out ahead communicating about it. So before Chet comes up, and finally, I just want to say a thank you and express my appreciation for your leadership, and also for the leadership of your county manager and your assistant county manager, because it has been a privilege to work with them. They are professional, they are pleasant, but they are focused on complying with the laws and ordinances that the county has to abide by, and we appreciate that very much. Jeff?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. You and I share the same birthday. We do. That's right. October 22nd, if anybody wants to know. That's correct. Thank you, commissioners, and I'll follow the slide presentation to go through the information. This, of course, is an aerial that over on the right-hand side is where the mill is, and from the aerial is where our current wastewater treatment system is, and of course it's been upgraded, and we continue to discharge just to the east of US 19 there, which is where we discharged from since actually the early 1970s is when that discharge began there, and then was even further upstream prior to that when the mill first started up. But as most all of you are aware, we're required to relocate our discharge by the Environmental Protection Agency. And in order to relocate it, the designated spot is at River Mile 1.5, so 1.5 miles up from the mouth. And in order to get there, we need a 15.3-mile long pipeline, which the county has a good portion of the property that we were on, and the county commission back earlier last year granted us an easement to locate the pipe on those pieces back at that time, but we need additional approvals as we go along. One thing, from just the logistics and coordination piece, we've divided it into 6 segments. It has no permitting thing, it's just to keep track of from the logistics and coordination piece. So segment one is up closest to the mill, and of course goes all the way down to what's known as Peterson's Landing at segment 6. And we're actually starting on the lower end. The work, if you go out there, you'll see that work is going on in segment 5 and 6 right now. Next slide. And there we go. Just more particular, the ending spot is Peterson's Landing, and there'll be a underground diffuser that will be installed out in the river, and that's River Mile 1.5 that you see there right now, and the exit, where it exits the land, is Peterson's Landing, and that's why we're talking about Peterson's Land slide. And I mentioned it a second ago, our pipeline construction is expected to last from this month all the way to March 2020. That's the construction schedule for the entire amount. As I mentioned, we'll begin in Peterson's Landing and work our way back towards the mill. The Peterson's Landing Road right-of-way, which is county property, needs to be completed first to provide access for equipment and materials to build that outfall in the future. So if you think about it, if you're familiar with that road, you can't hardly pass on it. And so we're going to actually install the section of pipe there on that segment of road, get it done, rebuild the road so we can haul material. It's a dirt graded road, and finish that, and then we'll proceed on to actually commence the construction of that outfall after that. So once the pipeline's installed, we'll repair the dirt road, and we'll begin the outfall construction at that time. And of course, equipment and materials will need to travel down that dirt road to do that construction. And at the end of all the work, we will repair that dirt road back to county standards. Alright, so but just the sequence of events. By the way, the outfall diffuser is the longest section, the longest duration of construction. It's going to take a year to complete that construction out in the river itself. And so that takes us all the way to March 2020. Next slide, please. Alright, just give you information about Peterson's Landing. The actual landing itself, the land and the boat ramp itself, is owned by GP, Foley Cellular. It's been open to the public since Procter & Gamble built it years ago, but it is company property. The county does own the dirt road right-of-way leading to the landing. As I mentioned before, last year, the commission granted us an easement to use that right-of-way for the pipe, but not the actual management of traffic and all the technical specifications and all. We needed to do that later, which have made an application. We requested from staff that the road be temporarily closed for 14 months. This month through 2020, all right, March 2020, for this construction schedule I just talked about. And I want to mention that, as Scott previously mentioned, we are committed to keep golf access open via Hicks Fish Camp, which happens to be another company-owned land and boat ramp. But we're committed to keep that access at that point. But we are requesting that we temporarily close the Peterson Landing Road for 14 months. County has granted us 2 months, 60 days, county staff, but they felt with the duration and the significance of this that we need to speak to you all and make requests to you all, which we are now doing. So that's our request. Okay.
You need 14 months.
Yes, sir.
And at the end of 14 months, you have the diffuser.
Yes, sir.
You'll need both of them. If you were to drive up to Peterson Landing, I wouldn't see much, it'd be mostly underwater.
If you, the plan is when you drive to Pearson Landing, you'll see nothing other than a new boat ramp there at the end of it.
And at the end of the 14 months, you finish your diffuser construction, you're going to put the road back, basically as good as it is now.
It actually will, it should be better than it is right now, but yes, sir. It is a dirt road, correct? Yeah.
Unless some other commissioner points out where I'm in there in my logic, I don't see any issues in it, or our engineer does, he does. I can, want to cooperate with us.
Okay. Thanks.
Well, let me say, I appreciate GP and the effort in going forward and trying to do what's right. I also appreciate business being in the county because of the port, limited for our local citizens and citizens of the neighborhood citizens. Your effort has proven to me that you're a good neighbor. Okay, keeping the Hicks Landing open, and so those that want to go fishing down there can do it. I applaud that.
Thank you. And just to add to that, something I mentioned a while ago, I had one of our contractors go down and sort of widen the area a little bit on the perimeter and fill in the entire parking lot such to account for any extra parking that we would get for people who usually use Peterson and that would be using Hicks. County staff has been very good about going down and fixing the road going in because of the rain and everything. It was pretty bad, and so I think we've got it ready for everyone to go see.
Okay. I echo with Commissioner Taylor. I have.
Anybody else?
I appreciate what y'all doing. Y'all gonna make it a lot better than it is today. I can realize that. And the road authorities, hadn't heard a word from anybody about closing the road so far.
Good.
I know they use other ramps to fix the holes in the road and everybody's kind of glad it's going in the right direction.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I concur with my fellow commissioners, of course, and I appreciate your openness and your willingness to keep us and the public informed. I think that communication solves a lot of problems sometimes. If people know and if they're kept abreast of what's going on, it eliminates a lot of problems. I think this board, as you can see, we support y'all. We're just happy that you're in Taylor County. We want you to be here. And so at this point in time, I'll ask if there are motions.
I know. Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Gill and a second by Commissioner Moody. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We look forward to seeing y'all in what, about 4 months?
Probably sooner than that. And if there's a need for us to come before you before that in a couple of months, we'll certainly do that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Item number 14, Ben Toots to appear to request board approval of amendment 1 to the contract with H.B. Tootin Jr. Incorporated for the sale and cutting of native pine at the Perry Foley Airport. Is Ben not here? I think that what they're asking is that we give them an additional 90 days to finish this project. You want to add anything else?
Well, they appeared at the workshop and explained that they had delays in the project because of hurricane activity and their response after Hurricane Michael. So they're asking for 90 days. We expect it not to take that long. They are making good progress there, but we felt like the 90 days, going back to the date of the contract, would ensure that they were completed at that time.
Any questions? If not, is there a motion?
Motion to approve the 90 day extension.
Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Payne, second by Commissioner Moody. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 15, Sonny Wallace to appear to discuss unlicensed contractors in Taylor County.
He contacted me last night, said he wasn't gonna come today, get with him on it later, say about that.
Okay, we'll move on to hospital items. Number 16, Tom Stone, CEO, Doctors from Memorial Hospital, and Grafton and Tucker, DMH auditors, to appear to present the audit for their fiscal year May 2018 and internal financials for their current fiscal year. Good morning.
County all this morning.
Good
I
morning.
think you remember Ben did the presentation in last, just want to mention Deborah and his use and Pat for reporting the particular day. So I'm going to turn it over to Ben, and then if you all have any questions, one of us will try to answer them for Doug.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Dan Glad. I'm with Grafton and Tucker, for the auditors, for the conference for the hospital. And I'm here to present the financial statements and highlights for the year ended May 31st, 2018. I have about 10 or 11 slides to go through. If you have any questions, please. The first slide is the main source of my audit report. Our audit opinion on the financial statements was an unmodified opinion. It's a clean opinion. It is the highest level of assurance that an independent auditor can place on a set of financial statements. Next slide is our income statement. This is the operations portion of the income statement, 2018 and 2017. The first section is the operating revenue. Total operating revenue on the third line is $21,545,922 this year. $20,806,569 last year. So we saw an increase of $739,000, a little over $739,000 in our operating revenue this year. I would like to point out, and I'll go into a little more detail in a couple of slides on that number. There was a non-recurring item that was received during the year. Medicaid did audit of the payment rates they paid for the years 2005 through 2014 to the hospital. Determined the hospital was underpaid approximately $1 million for those years, which was received in 2018. So that settlement included in the operating revenue for 2018, which is the main reason for that large increase in operating revenue. Well, that's for operating expenses. Total operating expenses was $23,042,043 this year. Decreased about $692,000 over last year. So a large decrease there. And then our operating loss, which is our operating revenue less our operating expenses, was approximately $1.5 million versus $2.9 million last year. So improvement there, but again mostly related to that Medicaid settlement that was released.
And we don't anticipate
Right, and that's
$1 million year.
And to emphasize that, it is a one-time payment.
One-time deal.
Related to that 10-year period. It is not expected to be received going forward. So it has inflated the current year numbers compared to last year. Carrying on with the income statement below, the operating sections are non-operating revenue, made up of our interest expense, contribution income.
Total non-operating revenue, pretty consistent with prior year at $2,192,000. I'm gonna skip down a few lines to the increase, decrease in net position. This is essentially the bottom line. We saw an increase in net position, which is our equity, of $773,541. A loss last year of $510,613. Again, an improvement of approximately $1.3 million over last year. However, $1 million of that, again, related to that non-recurring item, which we'll look at. Just to give you a visual of the impact that item had. On this slide, the change in net position we just saw, per the financial statement of $773,000, less that Medicaid settlement. We were not to have received that Medicaid settlement, and we're not expecting to receive it going forward. The change in net position would have been a decrease in $235,000 compared to $510 last year. So there was a little bit of improvement, approximately $250,000 without that Medicaid settlement. Still operating with a loss position if that item has been received. Moving on to the balance sheet. This is the asset section of the balance sheet. Total assets pretty consistent with the prior year, approximately 6.9 this year. Total assets, $6,989 last year. So a small decrease there. We'd like to point out the first line, the cash number, $84,000. If you look about middle way on the page, the non-current cash, you'll see is $837,000. This is the remaining funds from that Medicaid settlement. The board's retained control over that. It's reflected as internally designated on the balance sheet. However, those funds can be used at the board's discretion. Liabilities and net position. Total liabilities, about midway through the page, was $2,905,000 at year end versus $3,731,000 last year. We did see a pretty large decrease there, a little over $800,000 in our total liabilities. If you look on the second line from the top, accounts payable decreased $716,000. We were able to pay off some of the vendors that had outstanding balances at May 31st, 2017. So our accounts payable was the majority of that decrease in total liability.
We try to pay our local vendors first. Still a problem.
Well, that's our net position, our equity section. As we saw, total net position did increase $773,000 from the prior year, flowing through from the income statement, or income flowed over to that total net position. All right, this slide y'all may remember from last year. This is estimate of the cost of providing free care to the residents of Taylor County and surrounding areas. Provision for bad debt, you can see it's approximately $5.4 million. This is the charges written off to those patients who were simply unwilling to pay. This can be uninsured patients, as well as patient responsibility, insurance on those insured patients' claims. Indigent charity care. These are the patients who meet the hospital policy or the hospital criteria to be classified as indigent charity. These are the patients who are simply unable to pay for the care. So total bad debt, indigent charity write-off this year was a little over $6.2 million, $7.2 million last year. We did see a decrease in those write-offs during the year. However, for purposes of this slide, we're estimating the cost using an overall cost-to-charge ratio, which is approximately 40% for the past 3 years. We estimate that the cost to the hospital in 2018 for providing this free care was a little over $2.4 million. Just to emphasize the actual cost incurred, cash payments made, actual expenses incurred by the hospital. And for the 3-year period, just the most recent 3 years, it was usually a little over $8.3 million. And that's just again the cost of providing that care. The hospital was able to break even and recoup that cost at the $8.3 million more revenue received just over the last 3 years.
So those numbers in line with other rural hospitals?
They are, yes. other rural hospitals, in the next slide, and you'll see that, most, that I see, most rural facilities are struggling. And a big portion of that, or a big contributor to that is the free care that's provided, the bad debt and the chicken care. So on the next slide, we'll have some comparative information, some ratios and statistical data. We've got 4 comparative hospitals. These are rural hospitals. This slide just gives you more information about those hospitals. They'll be indicated as A, B, C, and D. The next column, the net patient revenue, this should give you an idea of their revenue, ranging from $21 million to $29 million a year. 3 Georgia hospitals, 2 Florida hospitals. Medicare classification, this is just a certain classification Medicare can give a hospital. I won't go into much detail on that. Hospital beds ranging from 21 to 48. SNF beds, it's our nursing homes. They have some nursing homes. How many beds are in that nursing home? RACs, or rural health clinics, how many rural health clinics those facilities have. And GPU is a geriatric psych unit. One of those hospitals here has a geriatric psych unit. You also see a national statistic, and that represents rural hospitals with net revenue less than $90 million. So I have 11 items. The first being occupancy percentage. First column, doctors, 13% occupancy percentage this year. The national average there at 23%. And then I'm just going to hit on the average of the 4 comparable hospitals, 16% for the 4 comparable hospitals here. Days cash on hand. This is how many days of expenses the hospital could cover with the current cash on hand. At year end, it was 1. That number may be a little misleading. We're called 800,000. That was in the non-current cash. That number, or that money was not included in this calculation. That was included to be about 15 days. Okay. And just to clarify that. National average of 4 days, and the average of those 4 comparable hospitals is 22. Average payment period, how long is it taking us to pay our current liabilities? 37 days this year. Well below that national average of 65, as well as the average of those 4 hospitals, 79. Net days revenue and accounts receivable. How many days of net revenue sitting on the balance sheet in the accounts receivable? 35 days this year. Again, well below that national average of 55, and the average of those 4 comparable hospitals of 54. Average age of plant, just an estimate of the average age of the property and equipment currently on the balance sheet, 24 years this year. Above that national average of 10 years, also the average of those 4 comparable hospitals at 18. Average length of stay for our Medicare patients, 3 days is the average there. Below the national average of 3.7 and below the average of our 4 comparables at 3.6. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more after this next line, which is our Medicare case mix index. So this is a measure of the acuity or the sickness of our Medicare patients. The higher that number is, typically the sicker that patient is. The higher the number is, the more reimbursement you get per discharge from Medicare. So 1.2 was doctor's case mix index this year. Be above that national average of 1.12, and well above the average of the 4 comparables of 1.02. And technically, or in theory, the sicker the patient is, the longer it would take to take care of that patient, as well as the more resources it would take to take care of that patient. You would think, if you look at the case mix index with the Medicare length of stay, you would in theory see that length of stay rise with the higher case mix index. In comparison with the averages here, doctors does look to be in a good shape and have the second lowest length of stay with the highest case mix index. That makes sense. So in theory, compared to these facilities, Medicare profit would be higher for this facility. Change in operating expenses, number 8, we did see that decrease of 3%, average 1% for the increase for the other 4 facilities. Excess revenue expense in thousands, we saw a profit of $695,000. You can see the other 4 facilities, one of which showed a profit of $256,000. The other 3 ranged from $919,000 loss to $2.5 million loss for those years. FTE, just a little more information. full-time equivalents or employees on the payroll, 225 for doctors. Net patient revenue per FTE, 94,000. All right, last slide. This is just a quick comparison of our Medicare reimbursement compared to the other 4 hospitals. I won't go into much detail on this. I'm going to skip to line number 2, which is our inpatient gross reimbursement per discharge, and how much we actually get paid from Medicare for our inpatient discharges. The average is $8,377 per discharge. You can see the average of the 4 hospitals is a little over $10,000, mainly because Hospital B is approximately $19,000 per discharge, if you try to average it up. All right, total inpatient discharge at the bottom of that top section was 408. We have 408 Medicare inpatients this year, well above the average of those 4 groups for 4 hospitals, 287. And then the bottom section is our outpatient reimbursement. I'm going to skip to number 5, which is gross reimbursement for what we're receiving from our Medicare outpatient claims, $434 on average. Pretty in line with the average of our 4 comparables here at 471. And then our total outpatient claims at the bottom, we saw 5,182 outpatient Medicare visits this year. Again, well above the average of those 4 hospitals, 3,280. Any questions? I will do that pretty fast, I know.
Any questions from the board?
I'll make a comment. You know, my time here, I sat through a number of audits. And this is in line with what we saw last year, and the year before, and the year before. It's just the nature of work, trying to keep the doors open at rural hospital. Nothing in here alarmed me or surprised me, expected. We'll continue until something changes with the funding for our rural hospitals. We continue to show that year to year. I would say, correct me if I'm wrong, man.
Most of the hospitals, the rural hospitals, have to go to outside help. You have to seek outside help these days. I know we're working on a lot in Georgia, which is a gap for Florida, but Georgia passed a tax credit, a state tax credit, where people can donate basically their tax liability to rural hospitals. And so we're seeing those rural hospitals in Georgia getting, on average, around $1 million a piece a year that they weren't getting before, which helped out tremendously.
That's on the Georgia State federal tax.
Right, yes. State income tax. Just an example.
So I agree. Without outside of this, rural hospitals have to.
Anyone else?
I had a chance to see a patient fortunate. I was impressed. She did so much, was so little. And I hope in the days to come, this board will be able to do more. But as the whole country is in this state right now, I feel controlling very much. I'm just hoping one day we'll be able to do that.
Thank you.
Just like to make one comment. Part of that is to help victims and teammates. She pointed out that last year teammates contributed because of our bottom line, contributed over $300,000 in cash, and probably contributed that this year for a couple of other reasons, and that's helping them have cash flow. And your comment, we try to pay, I don't know, just talking a little bit of financials, we pay too quickly from a cash standpoint.
Right.
Sometimes we get ourselves a little off balance, but we do try to make sure that we stay within the 60-day range unless there's some reason that we're not paying something out there. In general, we're mostly in the 30 days.
That's good.
And, you know, Medicaid has been a big problem for us. I think we talked about that the first year I presented, that we went from about $4,700 prior to Medicaid going to managed care and reimbursement was good. Still losing some money. And it's running right now, I think the last 2 years it's been around 24, 25 cents. So even though that's paid, we're still losing, 16 cents every dollar that we need to pay the expenses. So, and we have seen in the last 2 years an increase in bad debt, and that primarily has come, we've seen more people insured, but people not able to pay their co-pays and deductibles. Which is, you solve one problem, you get another problem. It's very complicated. We appreciate your support. And our happy to thank you for what you do.
I'm gonna make another statement too, Don. Yeah, several trucks out there got the rough springs on it. They don't give to how much when you,
Yeah, well, that's an issue for another day.
Okay.
We've been trying to get grants for the ambulances, and there just isn't any money out there. And the average ambulance is going to cost us, for a smaller one, about $225 to $250. The bigger, like the bariatric ambulance, which is what a lot of people come for, because of more and more bariatric patients and the ability to do more in the back of the ambulance, especially if we make a lot of transfers, running over closer to $300,000 to $325,000. We had thought last year we would get another grant for bariatric ambulance, but the state didn't tell me that. It looks like that's going to be the case. But it's a huge capital expenditure. We're basically keeping them going on the road. The maintenance shop is just making a lot of money on the tires.
You look at leasing them?
We haven't. Again, our problem is that still is outflow of cash, and we greatly appreciate your supplement to it, but that's just trying to keep us at a break even right now at where we're at. One of the things we find is overtime, because every person has a minimum of 8 hours of overtime based on the way it's scheduled, and also the lack of paramedics in and around, especially in the rural areas, because William County is really paid significantly more. So we have just brought on a new EMS director. His name is Zach Paul, and one of the things we got here and introduce y'all to him. He comes from us with Shan there. He was the regional manager for the helicopter service from about Apalachicola all the way to Pensacola, the 2 ambulances and the 2 helicopters and neonatal ambulances over. So he's got a lot of experience. I think he's going to help to make some necessary changes and much more positive. One of the things that really hurts our ambulances is that we do a lot of transfers. And those road miles really get to it. And we do a lot of transfers in Wenatchee to Gainesville, which actually puts that ambulance out in service for generally about 5 hours, and when we make that trip, we have 2 hours to get over, an hour to get whatever, and 2 hours to get back. But that will be one of the challenges. That's on new in 2016, the others are 2011. We've got a couple 2016, so we utilize it back.
Thank you.
I have just one quick comment. My name is Ken Arnold. I'm the chairman of the board. This hospital struggles, as Malcolm has said, and we're not unique. Every rural hospital in the country struggles with the economic situation we're facing. We have a great partnership. You guys are a major part of that partnership, and we rely on you, and we appreciate you very, very much. DMH is also part of that partnership and has contributed a sizable amount of money and effort along with us in the struggle to keep this facility open. We're not going to stop. We're going to keep working really, really hard and doing everything we can. You've seen that with
with our reductions in our expenses. I don't know what the future's gonna bring with new legislation, but again, as you saw on that slide, this is a 24-year-old building with 24-year-old equipment. So don't be surprised when things start showing their age. They will. And I thank you very, very much.
We thank you, the volunteers, the board members. I know your salaries aren't great. But
We don't charge us for the meal.
I do appreciate your service.
Thank you.
Thank you. The House of Personal Officers, other government units, what I'd like to do, if it's okay with the board at this time, is to skip down to number 19. Dana Sutherland, Supervisor of Elections, to appear to provide update on election-related matters.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you for letting me hear. I thought this might be a good time after the 18 elections to kind of recap some things that's happened and some things that are coming down the pipe, because I feel like it's going to affect the budget going forward. So I didn't want to wait until that was on top of us and then try to figure out where some of that money is going to come from. So that's what I'd like to do this morning. To start with, I'd like to just take a moment to say thank you to Commissioner Dent for agreeing to serve on our canvassing board. I don't think he had a clue what he was getting into when he agreed to serve. He spent many hours and many days at the office, and I really appreciate your willingness to do that. And I also want to thank Commissioner Page. He was the alternate in the 18 election, and even though we didn't have to actually call on you, there were several times that we thought we were going to have to, and I appreciate you being available. We knew you were just a phone call away if we needed you, and I appreciate that. And I also want to say thank you to Conrad. He's always so willing to come and help us, and it's a comfort to me to know that we've got that legal mind sitting there kind of directing us to keep us out of the front page of the newspaper or in court somewhere. So I do appreciate you very, very much. Which kind of brings me to my first thing I wanted to talk about, the recount. As you all know, we were ordered to do a machine recount on 3 statewide races during the 2018 election. That those machine recounts followed 2 manual recounts on 2 of those statewide races. I try going into an election cycle to prepare the budget the best that I can. I try to think outside the box at worst case scenario and try to include everything that I think possibly needs to be included in a budget when I'm preparing for that. But I had no idea the magnitude that this election cycle was going to that we were going to face, and I had no idea that a recount could be viewed the way this one was viewed. We were really watched. We had a lot of observers that were present. We even had an attorney fly down from Texas to watch us do our recount. So the eyes of the world were watching our every move, and so it was really important to me to make sure that we prepped and prepared and sorted and had everything laid out and organized so that when we started those processes that everyone knew what was going on. We were transparent, but we were following the letter of the law, and we were doing everything in accordance with the rules for the recount. At the end of that, I did an analysis on how much it cost to conduct those recounts, both machine and manual, and it actually cost our office, and it cost the county, $8,623.43. That was not money that I had budgeted for that election cycle. I'm not here today asking for that. I just kind of wanted to give you that figure. I'm going to do my best to cut where I can and absorb that into what my current budget is, but I wanted you to be aware of how much it costs. In case towards the end of this budget cycle, I have to come back and beg for a little bit. That's probably where I'm going to get hit, is trying to cover that expense.
Can I ask a question?
So,
Are there any reimbursement opportunities from the state?
Not for recount, no. Not for recount.
Didn't they mandate it though?
They did mandate it, but that's part of the election law that, and I think moving forward, I probably need to put a little extra in there for recounts, because to be quite honest, I think this is a way to the future. I don't think this is something unique that we're not gonna see again. I think as long as the political climate is where it is, locally, statewide, nationally, I think we're gonna see this again. I think this was a start for what we're gonna see in 2020. So, some of these things, some of the costs of this specific recount, will not be reoccurring expenses. I had to buy a lot of envelopes and totes and seals and things like that, because when you start sorting for a recount, everything has to be sorted and staged and sealed and transparent. So I really had to buy some things that now I have. So I don't think the cost of a recount going further will be quite as astronomical as this figure is. But you still got overtime, and we had to have a videographer come in because you have to have it recorded, both audio and video. So those kinds of things, you don't foresee that I had to have someone come in and help do that. We also had the expense of this recount since this is new equipment. And since we were conducting 3 statewide recounts at one time, I did have the vendor send someone in to help us manage the election management system part of it, because we were having to reprogram tabulators and set memory cards 3 different ways for the machine recount. Then we had to go back and reprogram all of the database again for the manual recount. So that was a huge expense, and I hope that hopefully by 2020, we will have a little bit more comfortability with our equipment, that we won't have to have that. But I just felt like in this election, we didn't have a choice. We didn't want to get in there and then it had the perception we didn't know what we were doing. So that was a huge amount for that expense as well. But did just want to let you know that that's the figure of what it costs. And again, I'm not asking for that at this point, so I just kind of wanted to be in your think tank going forward in case I do have to.
Can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
My understanding that at some point in time soon, we have a special election.
It's on my agenda.
That's what we're gonna talk about now.
I am.
All right.
I am. That's only the last thing I did.
I'll say my
Because I am gonna need money. The next thing I wanted to kind of talk about, we haven't spoke about it in a couple of months, is the Spanish language lawsuit. It has not gone away. We did get a temporary order prior to the 2018 general election, and we did comply with that order. You probably all saw when you got your sample ballots that one side of the sample ballot was in English and the other side of the sample ballot was in Spanish. So that was what we were ordered to do. We were also ordered to post some of our signage at the precinct in Spanish, as well as be sure that we made an attempt to notify the public of where they could get the Spanish sample ballot and things like that on our website, which we've done. That was not a huge expense to us. It did cost me more to print the sample ballots, but it wasn't an extreme amount, because we really kind of took all the fluff out of it and just kind of said print it on paper, and that's what we're going with. There was really not a lot of character built into the sample ballot this go around. But I do think that this is not going away. The lawsuit is moving forward. There are several court dates scheduled in the next several months. I don't know where it's going to end, but I do think that we need to be prepared going into 2020. I don't foresee the court taking away what he's already ordered that we provide, and I foresee those obligations getting greater. I foresee us having to do more than just a sample ballot and look at the signing. So that is going to be a hit to the budget. I kind of tried to do a survey of some of the other counties that already have bilingual offices and try to get a handle on what they felt like the percentage increase in their budget was when they had to do that. It kind of differs. Some counties we're lucky enough to find somebody that they just hire in on their staff that then can do a lot of the translation
and they did a lot of that in-house. I don't think that's gonna be something that we're gonna be able to do, so I am gonna have to depend on, outsourcing that to some vendors that can translate documents and stuff like that. The range is anywhere from probably a 25 to a 35% increase in budget when you put it all in one. So I'm not real sure exactly what I'm gonna need to put in the budget yet. Between now and June, I'm gonna try to get a better handle on it, but, I do think we need to be prepared before 2020, because I think it's coming. I don't foresee the lawsuits, going away. I still have not been served. I'm not an actual defendant in the lawsuit yet. They haven't heard the class action part of it, and correct me if I'm saying this wrong, but they haven't actually had a hearing on the class action part of it yet. But I feel like that's probably coming somewhere down the road, and then at that point, we'll just need to try to decide, the county will need to try to decide how we're gonna move forward, and if we're gonna try to negotiate what we can do, and those kind of things. But I'm not real sure at this point where those hearings will be, but, it's not going away. I didn't want you to think just because we've gotten through the general election that has been solved and taken care of, because it has not. So that'll definitely be something that you'll see in the upcoming budget. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the special election. You probably all heard that Halsey Spears has resigned and taken another position with the governor. So that does leave a vacancy in our House seat. And so I have not received an order to conduct a special election yet. I don't really know what the holdup is. We keep thinking we're gonna get something any day, and we haven't yet, but I foresee it coming. That is a reimbursable cost, however, it's reimbursable, which means we've got to pay for it on the front end. You will get your money reimbursed for that, but I can't tell you when it will be. I have already submitted a estimate for what I felt like the cost of the special election would be, hoping that when the state provides their budget during this legislative session, that hopefully they will allocate enough money to cover the expense of the special election. There will be 10 counties involved in this specific special election, and not the only special election going on. So, you know, you're fighting for that money when you turn your request in, and it's first come, first served. So if they allocate a grand amount in this legislative session and we happen to be able to be one of the ones that gets their money reimbursed this session, it's a possibility, but I probably wouldn't bank on it. It may be into the next budget cycle before we get our money reimbursed. I've tried to do an analysis on what I felt like it's going to cost to conduct this special election. It's been a while since we've held one here in Taylor County. The last time we held a special election here was back in 2007. At that time, we did do a primary and a general, which is what we're looking at in this special election. And at that point, 12 years ago, it cost $50,000 to conduct that special election. So I've kind of upped that sum. I would try to wrap our heads around probably about a $75,000 figure. 12 years, a lot of things have increased, a lot more mandates are there. You know, we've got to do a lot more than we had to do 12 years ago. So in order to try to cover what I felt like our expenses would be, I submitted that as our guesstimate of what I thought that it was, that it was going to take to cover that. So between now and the time I get the order to actually perform the special election, that will give you a chance to try to decide where that money is going to come from, because I do not have that kind of amount in my budget to cover it. There's no wiggle room for that at all, nor do I have any contingency to line up. So that's going to have to come from somewhere within your department.
Question. So is $75,000 the estimate that you're going to give to the state?
I actually gave a little more than that.
I was going to say because
I actually gave them $100,000.
Okay.
But I don't think it's going to actually take that, but I wanted there to be enough buffer in their request so that if it did go over that. But
basically, I'm probably thinking 75.
Whatever you tell them is.
Well, no, we have to submit actual documentation for a reimbursement.
Right, but
So-
I'm saying that if it went over, say,
Well,
worst case scenario,
yeah,
if it was over 100,
If they, oh, yeah, okay, yeah. She just wanted, the director asked for a rough guesstimate of what you thought that, or what we thought, the amount may be, so that when they're putting their budget together, they're trying to get all of it together. So, even if we said 100 and it was 120, as long as we've got documentation to back up what the expenses were, and we can prove it, then we'll get whatever cost it does.
You know, we're having a special election, and as far as I know, there'll be that one race out. It might be a great opportunity if there's anything this board needs to put on the ballot. I can think of anything, maybe Mr. Bishop might know something coming down the pipe.
I don't.
I don't.
I do.
Maybe you had to have elections just for one thing.
Yeah. I think the candidate ought to pay for it. Or to resign.
I agree.
Because it's costing a lot of money. Not only in this county, but the other counties in that congressional district, you know?
$1 million, easily more.
Yeah, I mean, but I know that's a high in the sky thing.
Well, and it's kind of, I went back and looked in 2007, when we had the last special election, we had less than 10% turnout. Less than 10%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you brought up a really good point, and, that's something that we need to think about. I had not thought about that, but, we've got a little bit of time, maybe, to think about if there's something that we would want to put on there.
Well, our next workshop is when?
February 7th.
Think about it. If there's anything out there that we might need to put on, that may be too late.
Well, I haven't gotten an order yet, so
Get an order.
I'm not real sure what they're dragging their feet on, but,
Well, let us know.
Okay,
When
yeah.
you get it, so notify us.
I will.
Okay.
So,
Mhm.
now, what's the process? Because I've had people to ask me, what's the process?
I'm glad you asked. I do have a sale and fact sheet at my office that, I can provide, not only to y'all, but I can provide it to anyone in the public that's requested. It is also on my website. The process for us really has not changed. If an individual walks in to register today, they're gonna fill out the same voter registration application that you or I would fill out. They're gonna answer the same questions, check the same boxes. I will not know if they are a, felon who has, now received the ability to register to vote based on Amendment 4. There is no checkbox that says I'm one of those. So I really do not know when I receive an application whether they fit into that category or not. We process the application the same. It has been the responsibility of the state to vet, that application. It is ultimately going to be their responsibility to try to determine somehow whether that individual has completed their sentence. Not only probation or parole completion, but if there are any monetary obligations or anything like that was part of the sentence, it's really going to be ultimately up to the state to do that. I don't know what their process is because they have not provided that to us at this point. I'm not sure that they even know what that process is going to be. But on our end registering, it is no different than anyone else, and we will process the application, and as long as there could be a verification match between the information they placed on the application and their driver's license or social security, they always run it through that to make sure that the person registered is in fact a legitimate person. As long as that information comes back to us valid, they're registered.
Government moves slow. And I've said that to my constituents quite a few times. So, for instance, if somebody came in to register, during the, well, first of all,
you will set a time that they can come in and register to, there'll be a cutoff time before the special election.
There will be a book closing, yes.
Okay, so, for instance, if somebody came in and they registered and they saw that they had completed everything, and so they vote, because once you get it, you're gonna let them vote. Now, if the state lags around and 2 or 3 months later, they come back and say, after they've vetted them or whatever, that they really are not free, what happens then?
I will get notifications to start the renewal process. But ultimately, let's back up to where they think that they have completed everything. It's up to the voter to know. I mean, if they're gonna fill out that application, they need to know whether they have completed their sentences. And there are resources that they can reach out to try to determine that. If they were on probation, they can reach out to their probation officer. They can certainly go to the clerk of the court office, wherever their felon might have been, and they can tell them if they still owe anything, or if there's any other special conditions that they haven't complied with.
Is there a penalty? Because I can see when things could happen and somebody might slide by. If there's penalty, then they might be more apt to be.
There's not a penalty, so let me rephrase that. You would have to, if we receive knowledge that someone should not have voted, we have the ability to, provide that information to the state attorney's office for them to investigate as to whether there was intent there, and that's the whole, it's all going to rely on intent. Did they intentionally do something? Now, I've provided that documentation to our state attorney's office before, and in the scheme of things, that's not something that they're going to spend a whole lot of time investigating. So is there a penalty? Yes, but is it something that's going to be enforced? I don't know. It would be on a case-by-case basis.
If somebody comes up a problem, and he actually votes, and then after the fact, after the election, all of them, if it was a fair meeting, he's able to affect the outcome of the election. He only takes up one, right? So there's nothing he can do about that.
On my end, there is not.
I don't think the government would say, let's have the election over, because we had one guy that didn't vote.
Well, even if you knew there was 50 people that voted that shouldn't, there's no way to extract their votes back. I mean, you have some idea how they voted, so.
If you're a candidate and you lost by 6 votes,
I know.
votes, then you probably would get an advantage that something else.
Yeah.
Because if you have 5 people that voted that shouldn't have, and you lost by 3 or 4 votes, I think I'd be pushing for another election.
And we have asked and asked and asked what the process is going to be. I've received more phone calls since that amendment passed from victims that have been crime victims than I have from individuals who are wanting to register, and I don't have the answers. I don't know. I hate to say that they didn't think all the way through that amendment, but they really didn't think all the way through the amendment.
Well, there was nothing in there that I saw that said, and after they've served their time, and paid restitution.
Well, it says after all conditions had been met, and, then you have to stop and think about those that maybe had monetary conditions that were then converted to civil judgment. I don't know how those are going to play into it. I mean, they were released from probation or parole or whatever, but then their monetary really has never been paid, but it's a civil judgment. So I think there are a lot of unanswered questions that need to be answered pretty quick.
Anybody have any idea how many convicted felons that we've got in the county?
I know statewide they keep saying 1.4 million. I don't know where they got that figure from, but I know statewide they keep saying 1.4 million.
Some of the persons that I got an issue if you was in New York and you committed a felony, and you come to Florida and you serve on the Florida side and you make application to vote there's a process that you gotta go through NCIC and SCIC to determine if they've got a felony record somewhere else. And some of the bulletins that we got is that way, and you have a person that's successfully completed their probation on one case, he may have 4 or 5 cases in another county. And they're going to have to come up with some solution, because that monetary amount that they ordered them to pay is part of it. And there's gonna have to be some kind of certificate from every county who had a felony in, saying that all of it's been paid, whether they're monetary or whether they're adjustment or not. And see, a lot of people, somebody can tell you, sometimes go in and you can't violate for not being able to pay. So they determined that their probation is termed unsuccessfully because they couldn't pay. And then converted to judgment. There's no telling how many millions of dollars in judgment that's on the books in the state county. No telling.
That must be done.
No way to get it.
There's one question I want to ask. If you're convicted of felony rape or public office, and you want it, is there a law that you can serve?
Well, you lose your right to run for public office when you're convicted felon. So, like this specific amendment here only deals with, your voting rights. It doesn't have anything to do with, of your other civil rights that you lost when you were convicted of that felon. But yeah, you lose that
So
civil right.
time served in prison is a convicted felon.
Sure. And the only way, Thomas, that anybody can do is file for a pardon from the governor and the cabinet to wipe away your sentence. So you can run for public office or do anything that would prevent you from, but now you're public office.
Another question. I was thinking that is this amendment forward for non-violent crimes rather than, right?
The only exceptions to the amendment 4 are murder and sex offenses.
Okay. They are still held accountable.
They can't vote.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
I think there's still some question though about the definition of, because it just simply, I don't think murder is one that they're questioning too hard, but that's pretty obvious. But sex offenses, there's a huge array of sex offenses, and so I don't know that they really thought through the degree of that and how it's going to work.
Bottom line, so right now, you can go down and you can fill out the
Application.
form, and then you can vote, and in the meantime, the state's gonna vet it, and or whatever, and that's the process for right now. Okay.
It's the state's responsibility to determine whether that,
I've run for office, I give you
That
a felon,
individual.
you're ready.
that individual
You're ready.
And so Pam, on convicted felons, you know, we get our jury primaries now from driver's license, and most of the time, if it's a drug offense, they don't lose their license or anything. So when we pull a jury this now, I have to announce in the courtroom that if you're convicted felon, you can't serve. And I have to fill out a form, send it to the Secretary of State, and then it comes back to them on those that tax me on full driver's license.
Is there a process that you could go through that when before that happens, we could just call them or send them a letter so they're not embarrassed once they get to the...
We do, when we send out the jury summons, there's a special sheet that's in there. If you are not a resident of the state of Florida, or if you're a convicted felon, and it's copied on colored paper so it gets your attention, then you call us immediately. But still, I have to send that form to the Secretary of State's office, and we have to tie it back to driver's license because we have to accept it. They send notice to Dana, and then if they're not convicted felon, she notifies me.
I think we've gone through the whole county. This is transition. I've got to go to Lake City. I was supposed to go to Live Oak and moved it to Lake City, so that's not happening. The Lake City takes longer to get over there. Here, the one thing I like to say about the application, the application is 1-2.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's gonna be the way to, determine and also, have a penalty for someone who signs under oath, that can be a perjury, as a practical matter. And it's on the form saying that you're swearing that you're telling the truth.
The problem is when, you know, I mean, let's be honest, these individuals that are attempting now to re-register, they've just been told they got their rights back, and so, or their right to vote back, and so they're, you know,
They gotta be careful.
they gotta be careful. They're, you know, I know ignorance of the law is no excuse, I can remember the judge saying that in court all the time, but, you know, they're being told, hey, that amendment passed, you need to run down there and register now, and so, they're not being supervised, so they think they're scot-free and they can go and do that, and they don't realize that there's, you know, there could be some penalty.
Fines that then they're shocking down. My thinking would be that the state needs to do a database, you know, on all of it. It's their responsibility, not your responsibility, it's their responsibility, not y'all's responsibility.
There is a statewide system.
They need to ferret out
But
that.
the information that goes in it comes through the clerk's office, it's called CCIS.
Yeah.
It is a statewide database,
And see, no one has grabbed a hold of the responsibility in order to send those new applications through. So,
well, maybe our newspaper will help us out with an editorial or something.
I have recently spoke to Mark, and, I've sent him a fact sheet, so he is gonna help me get something out there, pretty quick. But there are municipal elections going on early in 2019, all across the state of Florida, so it is gonna be an issue with them, with many individuals registering and maybe not realizing that because they're not being supervised, and that's why I try not to tell people, it's not whether you're, you know, it's not if you're still being supervised, there may be other obligations that you haven't met. So, they need to do some checking if they're not sure.
Well, it'd be real interesting. Well, I think we thank you for being
Well, I just didn't want you to get blindsided when I got that order and you see something on the next agenda that said, hey, I need some money, so it is coming, so that comes to give you a little bit to check and see where your resources are, so that when I do get the order, that's gonna be the first thing I'm gonna need to do is get on the agenda.
Well, I'm proud to say that Taylor County has a competent supervisor of elections. I'm glad we didn't see your picture in the paper.
Well, it's always my top priority to stay out of the newspaper unless it's something positive and to stay off the news.
We appreciate the fine job that you do.
Thank you. I appreciate each one of you.
Thank you. Okay.
Just had a related question, since we were talking about the special election, Mark Oliver, 338 Fort Water Road. Since it's pretty much going to be an impossibility that we're going to have a replacement for this year prior to upcoming legislative session. As a citizen, I might have, of course, not be represented in the House, I guess, but have they, he sort of reached out to any of his patriots if they help my county if they're not having them in the House?
That's all about that.
Yeah, I can tell you that there's no way a special election is going to be completed before the legislative session. Yeah. And
Well,
like I said, I've
one
already
senator
heard from Mr. Bashir.
I know there were a number of issues, like the police dedication that, we're having them in the House, pushing bills into discussion. We haven't thought about it, like you just sit here and try to find someone that spearheads some of our issues.
I don't understand how the governor just didn't appoint somebody.
What do you call it?
I've not read the statute in its entirety. I'm not sure if this is one of those positions where you can appoint.
I read something about that might happen, and then the next thing I know, there's gonna be a special election, so there's something in there that I'm not aware of that may be
sure if it's one that can be, I'm just not sure.
Okay, well, What, you starting a new term?
Yeah, hopefully with this reelection in
Yeah.
2018.
And it's only a 2-year term.
Only a 2-year term.
His staff's gonna be available up until the new representative comes in for us.
So are they gonna, how are they gonna take care of our issues?
If you need something, call this staff, I guess. I thought so, they,
Very good question, yeah.
We got somebody calling.
Okay, we do have some foreign people waiting. Now, Kenneth, I know you're waiting for the bids too.
I'm just gonna answer any questions that you may have on it.
Say again?
I can get the bids afterwards, from Ms. Amy, but I was staying around until you may, in case you had any questions on number 20.
Okay, I was just wondering if it's okay with the board and anybody else, if I let the 4-H people come on. You've already been here an hour and a half. Come on in, let's get started. I know you got a lot of things to do, or you're welcome to stay either way.
Okay, thank you.
So what we're gonna do then is we're gonna go to item 22. The board to consider a request that 4-H funds received from the county, $11,150, have a review or compilation instead of an audit due to an increase in audit fees, procedural requirement changes from $1,500 to $5,000 as presented by Lori Williams, Inter-County Extension Director. Yeah, that's a lot of different.
It is. We recently found out that our increase would be from $1,500 to $5,000 for our 4-H audit. The county gives $11,160 to our 501c3 4-H foundation. So that supports 4-H programming throughout the year, our club activities, anything through like livestock, horse programs, camps. That just helps offset some of the costs for that. So we were asked when the board gave us that money years ago to have an audit conducted for those funds. So the range has been from $1,200 to $1,500 for our audit, and that's been over about 20 years. So this year we were informed by CPA and Jessica Compton, is a CPA we have utilized from Compton and Lee Associates out of Tallahassee. And we've tried locally before and were unable and unsuccessful to have someone that would conduct the audit. For the small amount of funds, they wanted to charge a much higher amount. And that's just been over the past years. So we were informed this year the audit would now be around $5,000 or could even be more, even though based on what we received. And what it was clarified was that procedural requirements from peer review and the AICPA, which I guess regulates, and I'm not an accountant, so I'm just reviewing it from other accountants, mandates that more is done on audits to provide the assurance that entities are looking for. So that's why I had added put together in your packet the differences between a compilation, a review, and an audit. And it was actually surprising to me when I was reading it, like I didn't understand or didn't realize an audit doesn't provide you 100% assurance. And even I wasn't even aware of that, so it's just reasonable is actually what they determine it. So if you'll look at the differences, what we were looking at is the review, is what the auditor suggested for our amounts that we received. We just didn't feel like it would be fiscally responsible of us to spend half of what we received on an audit whenever, we're only receiving $11,100. If we spend $5,000 on an audit, that's taking a whole lot of money away from each program.
Yeah, and I agree with what you're trying to do, but I want to ask you something, is this something that would be legal? I'm sure it is, but I just want to say, legal for us to do.
Sounds like he's already answered the question. I don't know off the top of my head, are we the body that has required the audit always?
Yeah.
Okay, then yes, we can make that change. I mean, if it's not statutory anywhere, and again, I don't know off the top of my head.
My question
We can
would be,
certainly
do we have an ordinance that we have to change?
And that I don't know.
Do you
We
know
don't.
what it is?
It's policy, it's going.
Oh, yes, we have an order.
No, ma'am, and our question was, if any body on your side requires this audit, and so the review that we did, it just seems like it's a board condition to receive those funds. And we do provide to the State 4-H Foundation at the university, so So, and they said they would accept the review. So we just provide that to them as well.
Right, now, what are talking, this same issue has been brought up,
Yeah, with
TCDA. So we're gonna do it for this group, which I'm for, then I think we will have to do it for TCDA.
Well, we don't have to.
Well, we don't have to.
Dollar-
There would be a precedent for it.
Yes, sir. The difference is 11,000 versus 100,000, or somewhere in there. Because we only provide $11,160 in funding. That to me would be. If you provide us 100,000, we'll be happy to have an audit. Right. We'll be more than happy.
I now understand this difference.
Thank you very much.
So y'all done the review.
Yes.
I move that, attention be allowed to do the review for the 4H funding that the county provides for them.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Page, second by Commissioner Dix. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank y'all.
And thank you for
Okay,
your
we
support.
got
Will be done by Daniel.
Another part to that to release their funds, $11,000.
And I move we release the funds after this review has been received.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Page, second by Commissioner Dix. Any further discussion?
He said after the review.
Yes, right.
Yeah, that's all right.
They're gonna meet your standards to get your money. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. We submit the review and then you agree to it.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank y'all.
And thank you all for your support.
All right.
Okay, we can go back to item 17, the clerk to discuss with the board tax certificate, 7 years old.
Y'all, this is your list. And all the ones that's 7 years old, there's one that, now you'll see that some of them's already on the list. Those are the ones you've already advertised and have a tax read, and they're on that list of lands available for tax. Those at 5,000, and Kim's got them noted on there. There was only one on that 7 years, and it is on let me tell you what page it's on. And if you'll notice now, on this list, 7 years, if the board doesn't do anything by May, the sale in May, all of those is gonna drop off. They'll be no longer effective against that piece of property. So if you notice, you got some $4,000, and it takes about $500 per application. Okay, on page 8, that parcel, if you'll notice there, the taxes in 2011 was 705.
Okay, those pages listed, no,
On page 8,
there you go.
Page number, top, right hand.
it shows the value 12,772, that's in the year 2012. That's the certificate we're looking at. And I checked with the tax collector's office, and that house that was on that piece of property that was assessed in 2011 burned in 2011. So now it's vacant property. But the certificate, the county health certificate, is when it was valued at 12,772. So the law says if it's 5,000 or over, you have to advertise for tax. And that's the one that we recommend, and if you look on the next to the last page, under steps, that's a certificate that the tax collector has continued to pursue to see if he could get those people to pay their taxes. There's a single wide mobile home on that parcel. And if you look in 2016, the value is $16,360. and I think the board will have to proceed with the tax deed application in that way. They've been unable to get anything done. So you got two parcels to close out there.
After the 7 years, this is just a 7-year drop off, and the others still stay there.
If there's enough, and I think what the main thing is, this is the 7th year on the Jackson property. So if you don't do anything, it just drops off. I think the law requires you, Sonny's probably not familiar with it, but if the value of the year that the county has the certificate is over 5,000, you have to have tax for that.
There's two of those on there.
There's two of them now. On that one on next to the last page, the tax collector's been trying to pursue that to see it for the tax for the year 2016. It's not in the 7-year program, but she's exhausted all efforts to try to get these people to pay their taxes. And it has, like I say, a single line over home.
Nobody's brought the tax.
No, the county has it.
Must be a raggedy trail.
I don't know, I don't never see any of this.
Is that on Turkey Oak?
Yes, it's on Turkey Oak, yes.
You know which trailer on Turkey Oak that would be? On next to the last page. I'm working there to give them the month to the property.
Turkey Oak, I'm ready.
Yes.
Later retreat. Turkey Oak too. What day, what field nursery group?
Now, this is down there in the leisure retreat.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Yeah, not Turkey Ridge.
No.
All right, I move that we, pay $500 each on the two properties that have been identified as being valued at $5,000 or more, which is what we've got to do.
And it becomes county property?
Russell County, Phillips City. Is that right?
No, it's already set, and it's 2 years old, so you're gonna advertise. And if that tax deed sells, nobody buys it, it goes for 90 days, they can come in and pay the taxes, and then after that, it goes into that 3-year process for the tax abatement, the deeds that we just, looked at not long ago, that at the end of that 3 years, it's county property.
And the tax is over how much?
Look at this.
$288.
It shows it on your list.
$288.
How much?
288 for 1 year and 190 for the other year.
On that last one, next to the last one, the taxes for the year 2016, that's the face amount. There's interest, all that kind of stuff added to it. It's $190.41.
And our $500, if somebody wants
What happens
they
is,
would pay that too.
yes, what'll happen is all the expense for this tax deed application will be calculated, including our fee, everything, the bottom line, and that's the base fee at the time we go to sell it at tax deed sale.
Now, what happened in the year 2015, $288?
Somebody else could have had the certificate.
Oh, okay.
And see, what happens is somebody else is holding the certificate. The county is doing it because it's the oldest certificate, 2 years old. If somebody else has one, we have to clear all that up before we can advertise the tax deed, but that will be in the bottom line price. So then, if the tax deed sells, nobody buys it. It goes through the county process for 90 days and then the 3 years.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Page. Do we have a second?
I'll get second.
We have a second by Commissioner Moody. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Number 18, the clerk will discuss possible donation of county property as requested by Habitat for Humanity.
If the board wants to sort of skip over this for a little bit, I have maps. We had a little confusion this morning. My office was affected by the tragedy over the weekend, and everybody was in chaos this morning. I'm trying to get my stuff together to get out of here. But I have those maps, but you can come on out if the board wants to look at them. This piece of property is only a short distance from the river, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I pulled the map, and the property there has been assessed for $28,000, for the over $28,000, for the last 4 or 5 years. And I just want the board, usually you don't check into this, but it threw up a red flag for me when I got that information, that you're building a house for half that. Those are people who can't afford, have a low income and what have you. They're starting off at the disadvantage because that value of the lot exceeds homestead exemption. I just wanted the board and you to know that.
Oh, did it exceed homestead exemption?
$28,000 for the last 4 or 5 years.
That cost for
So, whoever it is, whatever you build on there, it's gonna be added value to that lot,
Right.
and whether they can afford to practice on it. So, I just wanted the board to know that, when I looked it up, I was a little bit shocked. But it's just a bit distance from the river. Yes. The county has owned that, Mr. Oakland and his wife, we did that for the county in 1949, and it's been set there all the time. The deed, I pulled the deed, it doesn't say what it was given to the county for, but it's a very small lot.
So it's a .42, almost a half an acre.
Big enough for a house.
Big enough for a house, yeah, a small house, we don't generally build
Does
big houses.
the sewer and the water go out of the lot? See that? See, if it's on half acre, it may not be big enough to build a house. You've got to put a septic tank and all.
A half an acre is usually the smallest parcel.
Is it half? I'm not sure if it's quite.
Well, one thing that caught our attention was that you said it was in close proximity or it was on the river. You may need to look at the effect of the flood zone and to see if this is affecting the property and does it require elevation.
It's an easy flood zone.
So that has a stated elevation on that.
Yes, sir.
So you'll have to look at the ground elevation relative to what the foundation is, but some of that's gonna fall
And
into
we
the
have a
cost of the
survey
house.
done for that. I just want to let you know, when I pulled that information, that value, it only fluctuated just a few dollars for the last 4 or 5 years. And you're, like I say, $28,000, well over the home.
Valuable to the piece of property.
I had seen that value, but,
It didn't occur to me to think it that way.
and you may want to think about that.
Yeah.
I don't know if the county owns any other lots down there that they would be doing.
I can tell you all the property, you own that,
We could probably get that from property tax, but it's just that homeowner, it's
Just
just
depends, all right, and they're already starting off. We'll evaluate that, and find out the sewer situation as well.
We need to decide if this is something that we want to relinquish anyway, a $28,000 piece of property that's close to the river.
I'm wondering, since the county owns this lot, so it doesn't make any difference, property appraiser's point of view, whether it's 28,000 or 128,000, because we're not gonna collect any tax on it. Because the county owns it.
You're not now.
Not now.
Haven't before.
So I would visit with the tax assessment and look at this room, what's supposed to be assessed at. You believe a half acre lot in flood zone with nothing on it, wouldn't be that high. I'm not a property appraiser.
I'm certainly.
If you come by my office, I've got the paperwork right there, and I can show you that, maybe you could talk to them about
Okay.
it. Y'all can work out.
Okay.
I did notice that the last 4 or 5 years, and there's over 28,000.
Okay. So then, do we need to just talk to you and then?
Yeah, and I
You
usually
have
have to give you a
mayor?
copy of that paperwork, and I'll furnish it before, like I say, we have to take all of it. Okay.
Thank you, I'm sorry you have to wait so long.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too. County staff item number 20, the board to consider accepting the bid committee recommendation to award the public library roof replacement bid to Lewis Walker Roofing, Inc., as attended by Danny Glover, county building official. And I think the committee was Hank Evans, Ken Sudley, Danny Glover.
Danny has it saved for counter, but you should have within your packet the tabulation of the results of our bid committee review. The costs are there, the option is there, and the recommendation is also included.
This is metal roof.
It is a replacement of a roof that has some allowances for replacement of any found deteriorated roof sheathing as well as the fascia and the underlay of the soffit.
But we're not gonna take off all of the sheet, all the plywood.
No, sir, only those portions that are damaged, and it's also repairing or addressing the spacing of the nail patterns that's there. We're gonna bring it up to current code. And if I'm not mistaken as well, within the available
I
money.
looked at the amount and we said that roof number and this is not astronomical at all.
No, sir.
Right.
I move the approval of the committee recommendation. Second by Ray.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Page, second by Commissioner Dempsey. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 20A, the board to reject proposal received for professional services for planning technical assistance for pedestrian and bicycle mobility master plan from CHW at the November 20th, 2018 board meeting as agendaed by the grant director.
We would like to reject this bid, as you're aware, it came in at $58,000. The grant is for $30,000. Ranthel Herbert Consulting Firm has agreed to provide assistance to county staff, at an hourly rate, considerably lower, to help us out assistantly, doing that.
And getting within that 30,000 range. Okay, any questions from the board?
Yes. Did you reach out to the HW, see if they would be willing to do it? I won't get any legal stuff here, because that was bid out, that was bid or not. We have a right to do what we're talking about. I move approval of the request, we reject.
Okay, there's a motion by Commissioner Page, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Moody, any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 20B, the board to award bids for the rehabilitation of 3 homes and the demolition and construction of 1 home through the SHIP program, and to consider approval of exceeding the arbitrary cost limits for the SHIP local assistance housing plan as presented by the grant director. I do believe that we've already declared that we're not related to any of these people. Do we need to do it again anyway?
You can, I'll just make it in.
Okay, not related.
Not related.
Okay, and on the SHIP rehabilitation, there was Maxie Young at $24,000, Nathan Harris at $24,700, Terry Green at $24,700, and then SHIP demolition and construction, Queen Simmons at $102,890. Is there a motion?
I'm good.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Dix. Is there a second?
I'll second, but I have a question.
Second by Commissioner Page. Any further discussion?
I want to ask a question before we vote. Now, our maximum on paper for rebuilding building a new house is $75,000. We did it a number of times. Now, what you're asking is us to give you budget approval to go over 75 as far as you need to go. And I kind of tough on that.
Well,
How does it read
No
now?
cost to us, though, right?
No, but, you know, it ought to be a limit somewhere in this.
Well, this
2,000, whatever.
home is actually, because they have a very large family, it will be a 4-bedroom home. That's why the cost is
That's what it costs.
higher on this one.
So that's legal to build a bigger house, if you have a bigger family?
Yes,
As much as the ones in here, all 2 bedrooms.
yes, sir, normally, this is a very large.
No objection.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 21, the board to consider approval of the community planning technical assistance grant agreement for the pedestrian and bicycle mobility master plan as presented by the grant director. Is there a motion? or question first? Anybody got a question? If not, is there a motion?
Motion. Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Page, second by Commissioner Moody. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We've already, thank you. We've already done 22. We'll go to 22A. The board to consider approval of amendment to contract and service work agreement with Government Services Group, Inc. for program administration, project delivery services as presented by Christy Anderson, Emergency Management Deputy Director. Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
How's everyone doing?
Good.
Good. Thank you for your continued support in emergency management, of course. We have some rain coming tomorrow night again. We don't want to hear that, but we do. It's going to move through fast, so.
But winds too, right?
Yes. And I don't know if any of you, I went fishing yesterday, but this moon, the tide, it just sucked the tides out. I don't know if any of you saw that. Glad that's over with. I'm here today because, as you're aware, back in March of last year, we signed the agreement with FEMA and the state to elevate homes as part of the HMGP grant that we were allowed with Hurricane Hermine. Those monies came down. Now we would like to have GSD, Mr. Mosley, who works for the county already. He has a contract with the county. We would like for him to help us with program administration and project delivery on this grant. We have until December of this year to complete these 2 homes. We started out with 5 homes. We bid those out, only 2 came back. The 2 that came back were at the allowed amount of the grant of $173,000. That's the amount of the grant. Mr. Mosley is asking for 10% of that. This will help me. We have to have grant the paperwork quarterly. We have to do reports to show that we are on target this. He is asking right now for $12,852. As you recall, 25% of this grant will be paid by the homeowner. Saw Mr. Morris here this morning. He could not stay any longer, but we are ready to move on this. We do not have much time. We'd like to get started. We have an amendment here. The state, I've been working back and forth with the state, have an amendment to a already, Mr. Mosley is already on contract. This is an amendment that the state will accept. And then you have Mr. Mosley's scope of work. These 2 need to be signed. With your approval, we need to move forward with this.
Okay, now the $12,000 and something dollars, who's paying for that?
We can use the homeowner's money. That's what we're going to be working with first. The homeowner's 25%.
But at the end of the day, it's not going to cost the county taxpayers any more money.
No.
I think though, the county has to put all the money up front,
All up front.
and then you get reimbursement from FEMA for $70
Yes, ma'am.
down the road.
The total up front,
Yes.
it's fixed.
Yes.
We're not going to increase that total.
No, sir. Not at all. We cannot.
We don't know how long FEMA's going to take, but it is what it is.
It's what it is.
Yeah, but, no.
That's
We're
right.
not long, and when this thing can,
We can get your hand down the road, Paul.
so we need to go ahead and move on.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
A motion by Commissioner Page, second by Commissioner Hill. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Go forward and do good work.
General business number 23, the board to consider the appointment of Jamie Lynch to the Taylor County Tourism Development Council on TDC as agendas by Don Taylor.
Motion to approve. Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Page, second by Commissioner Hill. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. County Administrator items, number 24. The county administrator to discuss informational items.
We have spent quite a bit of time together in the last couple of weeks, so I don't have much to update you on. except January 31st, staff will be attending the Restore meeting in Tallahassee. We will be asking specific questions regarding the property acquisition process. There were several questions that came out of our workshop last week, and this is where we intend to ask those specific questions about whether or not we can add properties to the list. If we can consider adding additional properties other than ones that we've received to date and try to define that process. We also need to discuss if we will have to amend the state expenditure plan based on adding or taking away properties, or even moving our budgeted money into different acquisition portions. So we're hoping to get answers to some very specific questions. Then we can bring those back to the board, hopefully February 7th, and ask for guidance regarding the matrix that has been developed and how we move this process forward.
Where's that meeting to be held?
In Tallahassee.
Oh, I mean,
Do you
that's
have an address?
I'll send it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I don't have any questions, but when I was there last week in the workshop, I do want to say I appreciate staff's willingness to be involved. So that's appreciated.
appreciate our commissioners who volunteer their time.
Absolutely, yes,
You know,
absolutely.
just tell them, thank you for doing it, half the board.
Yeah.
And you don't need to be up there.
Okay. 25, comments and concerns from the public for non-agenda items. If you're here and you wish to speak about something that was not on the agenda, please come forward, state your name, and you can speak for 3 minutes. Yes, sir.
Sam Ridgeway, 901 Riverside, Tehachapi. I'm here to update you on the county park, Stephen Springs, and what's going on currently. We have had a landscape plan since the very first. It actually started last month. I was told by people supposedly no plants and all, that the dormant time was between, like 2 months. We've planted about 20-some different things there to date. Most of them are native. We're trying to stay native. I don't know if we can move it all, but we will try. We have some beach sunflowers in pots that as soon as we see how the weather's going, they will be planted there also. We're on the landscaping, that's your update. On the spring going under the wall, which I brought to you the last update, we're still monitoring that. It has not gotten any worse. It appears that when things get warmer to where I and others can go in the water and feel good about it, we'll see what needs to be done to divert the spring kids back inside the wall. I've been talking to engineers on it, and it's depending on what happens, it may be fairly simple. Are there any questions at this time about your park?
Need to drive out and go see it.
Okay.
And it's a beautiful park.
Sure is.
Folks are still taking care of it. They're
Yeah.
taking care of their trash, they're using it, they're using benches, and that you provided. I think it's a good asset, kind of park.
Going down that cold water thing, there's some young folks down there, to help you with that.
Only if they have a background to know what they're looking at.
Yeah, they gotta know what they're looking at when they get in that cold water.
Right.
Appreciate what you've done there.
Appreciate your hard work. It sure has been worth it, hasn't it?
It has been.
Yeah.
We even use it, and AARP group, that's the sponsor, like updates too.
They use it, AARP people use that too?
Yes, they do, and especially when they get the grandkids
Okay.
or their kids over. They use picnics, the kids go in the water, I've seen them in the cold water.
Yeah.
The only discussions I have been the little tent is on landscaping. We're keeping the wide open area there for sunbathing and volleyball and things of that. And some of the gardeners have wanted to plant trees and things there, and I told them no. And two of them got heated to the extent that, well, what if we go to the county commission and get their approval? And I said, you go right ahead to them. If they are who I think they are and how they'll think about it, they'll tell you to see me as project manager.
You got that right there. How many acres down there that Steve?
Possibly 1.5. It depends, a large part of it has not been cleared.
Yeah.
Because it's not over right around the spring head in the pool that we worked on. And I see no reason to clear that and let more plans of use come up in the future. But there's probably 1/3 of an acre more that could be cleared there.
Interesting.
So it is there, and you own it, and it's being used, and in the future, you may want all of it cleared. And as we're planning things, we're leaving that to where access would be good.
You just figure out some people understand that.
When you do, I'd like to patent it.
But it's a beautiful location, and thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for the update, Sam.
Anybody else? If not, we'll go on to item 26, board informational items. Commissioner Moody?
I went to, I called out from the Stone Hospital yesterday, and I went out there, and, they got issues with the boards out there. One of them is shut down because the tubes has come out in it, and they're in the process of, they've got the tube ordered for it, got a company lined up that's been doing their full work to, do the work, but that's the one that they talked about, how we're gonna fund that when the time comes to do the job. They got 2 package boards there, one's down, the other one's go down today. They would have to, get a off-site board brought in there and set up outside. It would take 4 days to, get it installed to be able to run the hospital. So, it's an issue that it's something that's coming down the pipe we're gonna have to deal with.
We need to deal with it quickly before it goes
Quickly.
down, and when you have
Quick as possible.
patients.
Well, we don't, the cost, it take 4 days to put one in there, to get the thing back up and running, and, it'd take a week to repair that boiler that's down, and, I mean, it's a timeline, we just don't want to take that chance.
What's the cost to repair this water too?
What you
It's,
got?
$47,526. And, Tom Stone came to see me maybe a week and a half ago to explain this issue. And the request was for them to use their remaining 1 cent, sales tax funds to pay for the installation of these boiler tubes. And that's where we ran into an issue, because this repair does not meet the conditions to spend that 1 cent money. It is not capital. There's 55 tubes at $357 each. We asked our auditor if we can use that 1 cent fund to pay for this repair, and the answer was no. So, now we're at an impasse.
What about capital improvement? Well, then what does it take to, work it around so we can use the 1 cent tax? There's no getting
I
around
mean,
it.
it is what it is. and this is how we pay for our repair and maintenance, in-house. We cannot use capital funds to pay for repairs and maintenance. If the individual, if the replacement for a tube was over $1,000, we probably could, but because these tubes are, they're 55 at 357, our auditor, has stated that we cannot use capital funds for that. And that's how we manage, repair and maintenance versus capital expenditures with county funds.
And the only other option this board has that I know of is use reserves.
Yes, sir.
What it's about now.
It's 47, and it's around 48,000.
Around
Yeah.
or whatever, 50,000.
Yes, yes.
And if we did that, could a simple change in an ordinance allow the board's reserves to be made whole from the capital improvement claims that the hospital has?
I would not think so, because this money was collected during the time of that ordinance. I don't know that we could
Change the ordinance now.
and it affects what they already have in their balance.
Well, from what I've heard, and you and I had some telephone discussions prior to the meeting today, this is of sufficient urgency to me. Go ahead and take action now, jump the curves.
I think we need to.
Because we need to before we run into a crisis out here. And you have no heat for a hospital. Now, this is not an agenda item. And our attorney will have to tell us that we have to declare a state of emergency in order to take action on this item today.
Yes, sir.
I move that we declare an emergency to deal with the item with the hospital bar tubes today. And the nature of the emergency is that we're experiencing very cold weather, and one of our units is down, and we need to get it repaired, because if the other one fails, then we will get it without heat. So that's the nature of the emergency, and that's my motion.
Okay.
I'll second that motion.
We got a motion by Commissioner Page, second by Commissioner Moody. Now, does this have to be bid? My question.
No, ma'am, it's repair and maintenance.
And have they, to your knowledge,
They
got the best bang for the buck here?
Well, there's only two companies in the country. I've done board work all my life, and I went and looked at it. There was some history behind the reason they went bad. They didn't have the water. They couldn't run through the board. They weren't softening the water the way they were needed to in the past. So they got residue built up inside the tube. The tube's about as big as that bottle right there. When residue builds up inside, the heat gets overheated on the tube. And the tube's already slumped down in there, the one that got overheated. But they've got that under control now. I went all over that with them yesterday out there. Maintenance man out there. Y'all got the water right now. We don't want to fix something and then just keep
Not treating the water
right
right.
up, So I said, we need to go ahead and make sure. And all these years, the insurance company has never asked them to do thickness reading on the tubes. They didn't know how thick they were. They didn't know anything. And that's a process that's simple to do. When the man comes in to replace, the company comes in to replace the tubes, they can thickness read the other one, when they get a chance, when they get the other one up and running. And the cost of, if it went down today, for instance, it'd take 4 days to get a board, take the board brought in there, set outside, and pipe it in there. You'd be no heat for 4 days.
How much would that cost?
That'd be around, wasn't it 50?
It was,
It was around 50,000.
To rent a replacement.
To rent one.
And that's wait 4 days?
Yeah, it took 4 days to get it installed, so they've already got the tubes ordered. There's only 2 places in the country that make them, so it's really a no-brainer about bidding out, the cost of the tubes. So, I mean, it's a rush situation we need to get done.
Well, it is what it is, so
That's right.
we have to take care of it. The only, issue that I have is that we own the facility, and we have absolutely no oversight of the facility itself, so we're depending on whoever they hire for their maintenance person, I assume, to take care of all these details. I know I asked one time at a meeting about the roof and things like that. Who's routinely, you know, inspecting and taking care of our building? And is this something that we need to have in place so that, I mean, if our property with no oversight, and then when something goes wrong because somebody didn't know what to do, then the taxpayers are handed the bill. I mean, we have to do it because we can't have a hospital shut down for 4 days. I understand that. But it might be something we need to talk about in a workshop about more oversight for our physical property.
Like February 7th will be done.
February the 7th would be a good time to make perhaps, I mean, it's not like we have 4 or 5 people roaming around here with nothing to do that could take on that responsibility. They have the expertise, but it's always bothered me that we don't really have oversight of something that we have a huge investment in.
I went over with them yesterday, their maintenance man, I said, man, I want to put in a situation where we'll know what the water quality is going into these boilers in the future and have a record of it, and they fine with that. They've got it under control now, but it was something in the past that we just let go and let go, nobody was looking at it, and it's just something we need to really follow.
Yeah, and you know, our engineers here, and I don't know, Kenneth, if you have any input in terms of such an investment as we have in the hospital with
We
no
only,
oversight?
it's more reactive than proactive.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We tear it up, then we discover it.
Yes, sir.
And my understanding is that several years ago, another component of the boilers, the controllers were replaced. So once these tubes are installed, it will be, from what I understand, the boilers will have been rebuilt, if that gives you any comfort.
But isn't there like annual maintenance or some kind of ongoing maintenance?
There's annual maintenance, but the controller was messed up on it. It was overheating the tubes too, and they got that under control when they replaced the controller and got the instrumentation set right on it. They got a man to come in and fine tune the burn. They've got a man out there that's pretty, he's getting into it now, and that's what we need to. I'm gonna follow up with him. I'm gonna pay attention to it. I didn't know that was going on, but I'm gonna pay attention to it from here on out.
I'm sorry, I believe Commissioner Page needs to add to his motion that the funding will come from general fund reserve for contingency.
Well, I would just make a motion to declare a state of emergency.
Okay.
Now, I made her make a motion that we take.
We haven't called for a vote, so right now,
We have a
They call
state
for it.
of emergency.
yes, and we have a motion and a second to declare a state of emergency. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Now, if you want to.
Now, I move that the board allocate out of reserve the money to repair this water tube. Not about $47,000, whatever that number is. That's okay. Is that sufficient for the motion? Attorney says yes.
You might want to ask for a little bit of wiggle room, just in case. I would be more comfortable with just a flat 50,000.
Well, 10% contingency. How's that?
Okay,
That'd be enough?
yes, it should be, thank you.
I'll take that motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Page, second by Commissioner Moody. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
That's all I got. I knew we needed to go ahead and cross that bridge today, and the reason I brought it up was that yesterday, once I saw that one down and the condition it was in, and that other one, we just put it out there.
I want to thank you, Commissioner Moody, for taking your time yesterday to go and check on that and come back with a recommendation.
Thank you.
Commissioner Page.
I took the opportunity one of these, I don't remember Sunday afternoon, one cold day, and my wife driving me around, look at some roads, one way to the Elton Road, and I'm glad to see that water is down consistent. some benefit into these shelters. And if we can just get a normal inch of rain a week, I think the water is, I know it's going down. But what got my attention is we rode down Contractors Road, one that goes where the log trucks go in behind the plant. And there's up there a rural company that's preparing trash that's on the side of that road. And I don't think that it's necessarily the county's responsibility to go pick up that much trash. Of course, the road's in bad shape. And somebody whispered in my ear, we need to do some overlays, because it's not scheduled for resurfacing until year 2021. Yeah, I tend to agree with that, but the trash is what we got, blew me away. All they ever clean that much trash is take a motivator in there and just scrape up dirt, trash it all, put it in the dump truck and haul it to the landfill. It would be an astronomical task for the one that's assigned another inmate crew to pick up all that trash. It must be since the mill was built. The company has some responsibility to help all you clean up that road. But getting back to the overlay thing and the potholes and all in that road. Is that your district, Jim? That's John? Are you familiar with that road? I'm pretty sure you probably are. Anyway, everything else that we looked at, making some progress on the Harrison Blue office for those employees out there. It's slow, but we're making progress. And I'm just grateful that we have a staff now that we're all working together. And we feel like when we talk to our administrator and our assistant administrator, we get listened to, we get an answer back, and not dancing around, so on. We just appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, Kenneth, and the other people that make things happen.
Regarding Contractors Road, we actually visited that site last week after we had toured another area. And one of the suggestions that I made to DP staff was that perhaps on the one section that really looks bad, maybe they could designate an area for the log trucks to clean out the trucks or do whatever they need to do before they actually drive onto Contractors Road, because we're wondering if all the log trucks leaving the side of the road to park to clean up their trucks and to do what they're doing is just adding to the issues with that road.
Maybe a dumpster out there, there's someone that could put stuff.
Yes, sir, and I can follow up with DP on
Did
that.
you talk to Scott Nixon?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
he's willing to try to help us with the cleanup?
He said that he
Or
would
to
talk
do the
to,
cleanup?
he said that he would talk to his superiors and make that suggestion. So I will follow up with him. Now, I know that our staff can make some of the repairs to some of the holes, but that one particular section is something that would.
Needs an overlay.
Yes, sir.
Not what, 6 feet long?
That's something all right.
Something like
That
that.
section.
So, John's got a lot of paving money.
Are they still going to pave a third lane like you talked about?
Not in fact, John.
I can tell you, I can prove that that's not supposed to be a county road, that's been addressed at all. I can show you it's fake news, I give this board and got them to take it, it needs to be paved. And I'm not totally opposed, I don't like them giving us information that's not good. It says refer here, you can go read the newspaper, the old newspaper, it's not supposed to be a county road. I'm okay with doing it, okay? But I really get heartburn over the way the county got. They were gonna pave a third lane.
It's not a county road.
It's not, but you've taken it now, but they said they'd pave a third lane for trucks coming back when they came up here, didn't they?
They talked about the third
Yeah,
lane.
yeah, Pat Barber is the one that said it. But anyway, that's another issue, I can't get off the stuff.
Actually, part of the project for Contractors Road that is programmed through the DOT funding, the third lane is not the county responsibility.
It's not.
Because it's an expansion, DEP has been notified that that would be their financial responsibility. So we will do the design, but there will be a cost separation so that that third lane will be their responsibility.
They will do a third lane, though, right, Kenny, if that's still.
We're designing it to have the third lane, but it won't be our financial responsibility.
Would they be paying you towards the design cost?
Certainly, it's a pot of money. They give you the responsibility to reach a finished product. There's no individual allocation of design, inspection, construction. They just say, here's your money to do the work. If we are able to do things in-house, obviously that takes away from consultant type expenses, but it's just a finite amount.
Yeah, tell Scott that if they can help us clean it up, but tell the Koch brothers that it's making our county look really bad. Anything else?
That's all, thank you.
Commissioner Dina?
You have no bad news. I have to just talk to people who do work right now. And I know about waiting and I know a lot. You do it and you don't get away with it. Yes.
Commissioner Martin?
I'd like to thank everybody who showed up here today. That's why this has been very interesting. I'm looking forward to that. Things done that we need to get done. Thank you. I thank all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't have any.
Staff? Anybody else, Timothy, have anything else?
Good to have you. Anything you want to say?
I'm just deeply appreciative of what you've just done for our hospital.
Well, thank you.
And I sat here and listened to you, and Jim, we can't say thanks enough for you, for what you've gone out and done. And he's done this consistently when we've had a couple of questions he's been out to help us. So it's really remarkable to have that kind of input and this relationship. We deeply appreciate that. And Mr. Murphy, if you've not been out to tour the hospital, please come and tour with us. We'd be delighted to have you. I know all the other commissioners have done so, and we welcome you on board to come and tour and see. I'm sorry I missed the earlier meeting this morning, but I understand that there was some great dialogue about the fight we always have with being able to finance a good hospital and the issues that not only that we are dealing with, but so many small hospitals are dealing with. And I know that you're quite aware of that. We're down to the skinny, so to speak. We try to watch every penny that we spend out there and make sure that it gives us a good product.
Appreciate all the hard work hospital board does for us.
Thank you very
Do a
much.
good job.
We appreciate your community service.
Hey, that's what it's all about.
Thank
We
you.
don't take ownership of it and help.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I also would like to thank everyone for being here today. I don't really have any issues today. All my problems are being taken care of. Right? I do want to say too that I enjoy working with this board. We have a good board. We've had a good board. We've worked well together. And I'm just so proud to be a part of this board. And I'm so honored to be able to serve my community. Anybody else? If not, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'm moving.
All in favor say aye. Have a good day.